The man spotted the little cutie in the photo behind. She just wanted the man to delete the photo.
Why not?
I wasn't ready. How look hideous.
The man showed her the photo on his phone, telling her how cute it looked.
I can't see. Can you hold it closer?
Unable to resist the sweet voice of the little cutie, the man moved closer with his phone.
Deeper, deeper inside.
The little cutie mischievously snatched the phone when the man wasn't paying attention.
I don't like it. I look awful.
The man decisively jumped into the cave. Just as he picked up his phone, the little cutie appeared. Her angelic beauty instantly captivated the man, making his heart skip a beat as he marveled at such a beauty. He decisively brought the little cutie to the photography studio. The little cutie also fell completely in love with him.
And how we came to live in this burrow.
Oh, is it finished?
It is, but now it's time for your biddy.
Oh, but I don't want to.
Oh, come now, you cheeky little abomination.
The man had his head surgically transformed into a Rubik's Cube. He passed time playing with it when bored. At the subway station, he sat on a bench to rest. Raising his hand, he checked the time with one eye on his watch. It was still early, so he started playing with the Rubik's Cube. He removed the wired headphones as they felt a bit obstructive. The nearby cleaner was astonished, and people at the subway station looked on curiously. The man smugly stroked his beard, then picked up the drink beside him and poured it into his mouth. A little girl watched with fascination as the man solved the Rubik's Cube. Since he couldn't see, he had to use his hands to feel and guess the progress of the cube. Suddenly, his eyes looked downward, and the little girl in his field of vision seemed upside down. He adjusted his ear position and kept rotating. After a while, he finally solved it, then put on his headphones and started listening to music. Can you guess what this advertisement is about? The man's nose was stuffed with a billiard ball, and the doctor carefully picked up tweezers, pondering how to extract the ball. But even with a spoon, the doctor couldn't dig it out. The whole ordeal began when the man was playing billiards with his friend. Frustrated by his friend's excellent skills, he decided to distract his friend's attention. However, due to his own poor skills, he still couldn't sink any balls. Just then, his head suddenly popped up from underneath, shaking his head to divert his attention. Enraged, his friend directly shot the billiard ball into his nose. As the doctor contemplated how to remove the ball with scissors, a cue stick suddenly appeared above his nose. The man was undergoing acupuncture. The doctor inserted needles into the man's face. After a while, the man looked like a hedgehog. To ease the tension and help the man relax, the doctor turned on the radio to play music. Just as the doctor was about to insert another needle, he smelled something burning. Smoke began to seep through the crack under the door. The doctor hurried to open the door and saw a raging fire outside. He quickly closed the door to escape, and the man also quickly moved away from the bed. Watching the doctor flee with belongings, jumped out of the window directly. The man also reached the window. The doctor had already escaped. By this time, the fire had spread inside, and firefighters shouted for him to jump. However, with needles all over his body, the man hesitated. He's the righteous milkman, always shoot milk at the bad guys. He never stays after doing good deeds, just flies away in style. A man was getting off work, about to drive home, when suddenly a bad guy appeared, holding a gun to rob him. The man pretended to be weak to steady the bad guy, secretly preparing to fight back. Then, both of them looked to the side, and charging towards them was Milkman. He was running and drinking milk at the same time. He sprayed milk directly at the bad guy. As the bad guy was about to retaliate, Milkman shot the gun out of his hand with milk. Milkman pried open the bad guy's cherry mouth and unleashed a powerful stream of milk into it, making the man standing nearby salivate. After dealing with the bad guy, Milkman coolly delivered his catchphrase.
Got milk?
He then took out 2 cans of milk to share with the man, celebrating their victory. Although the man was somewhat reluctant, he reluctantly took a sip. Finally, Milkman did a handstand, using the milk's propulsion to fly away. If you had the chance, would you like to have such a superpower? As the doctor removed his pants, a beam of blue light emanated from within. Seeing this, the doctor became extremely excited. The man, bewildered, questioned the doctor about the situation, but the doctor reassured him that everything was fine before hastily rushing out to make a phone call. This left the man feeling increasingly nervous, fearing he might have a serious illness. The doctor, claiming it was just a minor issue, needed to confirm again. However, this time, a beam of red light shone from within, prompting the doctor to urgently state the need for another call. This heightened the man's fear, thinking he might have an incurable disease. After making the call, the doctor returned with some bandages, stating they needed to conduct further examinations. He proceeded to tightly bind the man. Soon after, the professor arrived with a large group of doctors. Under the professor's guidance, a female doctor pressed on something, and suddenly a planet appeared. Witnessing this, everyone was in awe. It turned out all these individuals were aliens disguised as proctologists, searching for the entrance back to their planet. Finally, they could return home. The girl jumped from a 100-meter-high building just because she suspected her boyfriend was Superman. Her boyfriend swiftly ran to the ground and blew air from his mouth to slow her fall. She safely landed on a fruit stand, looked up at her boyfriend.
Lois, what have you done?
This didn't dispel her suspicion. One day, they encountered a robbery. Her boyfriend persuaded her to hand over her bag to the robber, but she didn't comply. Instead, kicking the robber angered him. The robber fired his gun. Her boyfriend caught the bullet and then lay on the ground pretending to be unconscious. Seeing her boyfriend like this made her believe that he wasn't Superman.
Is it worth risking your life over $10, 2 credit cards, a hairbrush, and a lipstick?
However, her boyfriend's words made her doubt again, even though he said he was just guessing. So she started testing again. This time, she directly pulled out a gun, aimed it at her boyfriend, pulling the trigger. He was unharmed. He couldn't keep up the act, admitted he was indeed Superman, but he was disappointed that he wasn't just killed. However, the girlfriend, with a smug look, revealed she had used blanks. He decided to punish her a little. He took her flying into the sky. While the girl was enjoying herself, he deliberately let go of her hand to scare her. Unexpectedly, the girl encountered an air current, and Superman missed the best time to save her. He found her on the ground the next day. He regretted deeply. To bring the girl back to life, he flew around the Earth counterclockwise at super speed, causing time to reverse and returning to the moment before the girl jumped off the building. At that moment, the girl was holding a newspaper and noticed that the superhero in the newspaper looked very much like her boyfriend. To prove that her boyfriend was Superman, she climbed onto the window ledge and jumped down. To test if her boyfriend truly loved her, she hid in the secret room of their house and observed his reaction through a one-way mirror. When her boyfriend watched the breakup video she had left behind, he panicked and began searching frantically for her. Despite his attempts to call her, he couldn't get through. Seeing her boyfriend's distress, she felt pleased with herself for her prank. However, his sadness quickly turned to anger, and he angrily smashed the roses he had intended to give her against the mirror. It was then that she realized the severity of the situation. She hurriedly searched for the key to the secret room to explain the joke. However, she couldn't find the key. It must have been dropped accidentally during tidying up. She frantically pounded on the one-way mirror and called out to her boyfriend, but the soundproofing of the secret room was too effective. She tried calling on her phone, but there was no signal. She resorted to lifting a chair and smashing it against the glass. After searching for his girlfriend all day, the boyfriend returned home, unable to hold back his tears. Meanwhile, the girlfriend stood before the one-way mirror, endlessly apologizing, tormented by guilt and remorse. The girlfriend in the locked room started chiseling the wall day after day. When hungry, she ate expired canned food in the room. When thirsty, she drank impure water. After a week passed, the man tried every possible way to find his girlfriend, but still received no news from her. After watching the breakup video left by his girlfriend again, the man came to terms with it. However, the girlfriend accused him of being heartless. Heartbroken, the man went to the bar. There, he met another woman and soon brought her home. Watching the intimacy between the two, the girlfriend, trapped in the locked room awaiting death, felt her heart shatter instantly. She desperately pounded on the glass, but they couldn't hear her at all. Soon, the other woman accidentally found the key to the locked room on the floor. This got the girlfriend in the locked room excited, thinking she would be rescued soon, but the woman just wore the key as a necklace. The girlfriend instantly felt overwhelming despair.